Okay, TikTok, pay attention to what I'm about to show you. We're going to connect a few dots from this anime film Vexel, which was made over 13 years ago. Just listen and pay
You could
attention.
say that we're more like fragments of humanity.
They predicted this pandemic 13 years ago, and I'm going to connect a few more dots for you in just a moment. I'm going to show you the graphene oxide.
That's all we have.
Just pay attention.
Soon they'll be gone too.
You saw it. The final change when the last traces disappear. As it is, we're mostly machine now. There's no red blood left in our veins.
Here we go.
So all those people down there, none of them are human? I don't think I've ever seen a place more alive.
They're all just trying to make the most of it while they can.
Like the way we still eat food, even though we don't need to.
Listen.
It was 10 years ago, just after the government instituted the whole isolation policy. We began hearing reports of a mass epidemic, some unknown disease sweeping the country. The details were vague at first, nothing on the cause or transmission of the disease, only that it was highly contagious, and in most cases, fatal.
Sound familiar?
Before the general public even had time to react, the government declared a state of emergency and ordered a mandatory vaccination program for our protection, they said. As it turns out, that was the beginning of our nightmare. The disease was a complete government fabrication.
Hello?
And the supposed vaccine they were injecting into everyone? In reality, it was a cyber virus developed by Daiwa. The virus has a mutating effect on the cells of the body. It alters their molecular structure and converts them into biometal, essentially turning us into machines from the inside out.
Okay.
There's no way to stop it.
That's from the film Vexil, Vexille. I'll show you the DVD cover, and then we're going to walk over to my laptop. I'm going to show you, that's Vexille. I got a copy off of Amazon. I might have been one of the last people to get a copy because they were selling out. There was only 3 copies left. Now, the graphene oxide that Dr. Noack, Noack, from Austria, he was testifying this graphene oxide was going into the shots, the boosters and the vaccines. That's a clump of graphene oxide. It's razor sharp. I believe it's made out of carbon. But that's a cell phone ringing, and so you have the EMF frequency. When it's that close to the graphene oxide, it starts to move around. Now, there's 2 more dots that we need to connect, but I don't quite have the clips for you. If you have this clip, you can share it with me, please. It was on Instagram. There was a 5G tower installer who was basically, he had a hard hat on and the red vest, and he was by the 5G tower, and he said, I'm not allowed to show you this. And he showed this box that he was supposed to install on the tower, and the label on the box says, do not open under any circumstances. And he claims that he'd been installing for several years, and he had never before seen a warning label like this. So, of course, curiosity, he had to open it, and even risking his job. So he pried off the lock. He opened up the box, and inside of this box that was supposed to go in the 5G tower was a chip, and the chip was stamped with the letters COV19. Now ask yourself, why would they need to put this on the 5G towers? Why would graphene oxide be going into the boosters, according to Dr. Noack, Noack, of Austria, who testified this? And William Wagner, with his television show On Second Thought, has the footage of Dr. Noack testifying. Dr. Noack was killed shortly after he released that footage. And then if you want one more bit of predictive programming proof, go look at the introduction or the opening scene with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson from Stephen King's 2016 movie called Cell, C-E-L-L. And you'll see what happens to people when they have their cell phone next to their head and this stuff starts going off. The zombie